she was just confounded. Like, how do I have a conversation with my mom? And I asked her, like, well, what's your strategy been thus far? And she said, I gave her all these Bible verses. I gave her all these articles. I gave her counter YouTube videos that explained why that wasn't true. And I gave her Holy Post episodes. And I was like, I don't actually know that that's the right move. What if for the next few months you committed to not responding to any of the claims that she's making, but just to asking her questions? Ask her why this is appealing. Ask her why it's so important to her that this be true. Like, lean further and further in. And this woman wrote me a letter later and basically said, okay, I was weeks into having these conversations with my mom, and I finally realized she is so scared. She's so scared. She's consuming so much media, and a lot of it is primed to make her afraid. It is like preying on her nervous system to make her afraid. And the conspiracy theories that she's believing are comforting to her because they tell her God's in control. I don't have to do any complicated political calculations to figure out who to vote for. And I don't have to worry that this person who's in charge is doing anything wrong because they were chosen by God and God is sovereign over all these things. And that is just so comforting to me. And I emailed her back and I was like, what's so amazing about when you get under the presenting argument about empathy being a sin or about, diggity being the Messiah or whatever, when you get underneath that, to what makes that comforting, what makes that appealing, what are the emotions and stories underneath it? The amazing thing is, if you're a Christian, we just have a way better answer to those anxieties and fears and questions than the YouTube conspiracy theorists that they're listening to. We have an incredible answer. And then it's not pious to say, actually, like, Jesus is going to return and make all things new and wipe every tear from every eye and be with his people for eternity. That no longer feels pious when you're weeks into conversation and asking questions and that person has broken down and said, like, I am so afraid, I need some firm foundation. It's not a pious Bible verse just like slapped onto a conspiracy theory video. Now it's like we're in the deep of your heart's deepest desire, and I can say, this is where the gospel meets that really fantastically. And that's a whole different conversation.